Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everybody, to another episode of the Nando Rome Show. What's up, Rome?
What's up, Nando?
Not much, not much. Not a lot going on in our neck of the woods. Um, we did do a wrestling show last week. We're back
Hmm.
to normal, but um, nothing much has happened, so we'll just go with the flow. Uh,
Hmm.
as usual, before we get it going, everyone like, subscribe, comment, share, tell your friends, tell your parents, all that. We would appreciate it. And we appreciate the support so far. Uh, so, yeah, let's talk some birds. I don't have Howie and Nick talk today. I don't have the transcript of it because it's been a hectic afternoon.
Hmm.
My, I didn't text you this, but my phone was acting up all day and I had to go to said provider that I have. Uh, we won't put it out there because they don't pay us any money. But said provider that I had after getting off of work and dealing with that. But so I haven't been able to look since I got home because I was doing other things. But they talked today. I don't know why they talked. I think it was a random. Maybe it's like before the draft press conference. I feel like I believe, if I'm not counting, I feel like when I watch other teams, and I know I'm not constantly on their websites or social media, but I feel like the Eagles are the team that talks the most. Like I feel like they have a press conference for every little thing, a re-signing, a new signing, even
Hmm.
if it's the four string guy who's on a 1 year like not guaranteed deal. They have a
Yeah,
press
who's
conference.
possibly going to possibly be cut in
Yeah,
free season?
in a couple months. Yeah, like they have a press conference for everything, and like maybe they just do it because they know people in our area in Philly, like I guess love that shit.
Hmm.
But I mean, I'm okay with it. I just like some of these like don't mean anything to me, especially like around this time of the year because I think like when I did tune in because it was like around my lunchtime that they were on, and I did hear a little bit of it, and they were asking about the one question I remember, and then I got distracted by something else. It was like they were asking Nick, does he like prefer, like, how does he feel about people sitting a year and stuff like that? And I'm like, that's a dumbass. And I know what they were getting at. They were getting at, Jordanson now sit out for a year. Like Cam Jurgens hasn't really played. Like they were getting at
Yeah.
these things that, like, it's like, so the way Nick, most of his answer I did listen to, the way Nick put it was like, look, when we try to teach, like at least the way I guess he says he coaches, is like the when he tries to teach like receivers about like a good, a good like out route or a post route or whatever, he'll just put together tapes of like some of the best people doing that certain route
Hmm.
against like certain coverage. And he said like, well, what's better than like instead of video if you actually have that person in the room? So he was like,
Yeah.
Cam got to sit there in the room with basically, he didn't say it by name, but he was talking about Kelsey for 2 years. He was day in and day out with Kelsey. And he said he brought up Jordan and Jalen, got to sit there and talk to Fletch and watch
Hmm.
him and do all these things. So I've already said this on our show. Like I don't know what the big rush is. I get it that we put this pressure on like first round picks, and like there used to be a time in this league, and I get that the athletes are better because there's more training, there's better training styles, better medicine, whatever. But there used to be a time when everybody sat, like it was a thing, like and
Yeah.
like I don't know if 50% of the first round picks are playing week one, then I mean I'd be shocked because some of them don't really like start playing fully until later in the season for the most part.
Hmm.
The ones that do stand out, like like it's it's ridiculous. And then I kind of like tuned out, and I think I just stopped listening, and that's why I don't remember the rest of the conference. But Yeah, because I think it's stupid. Because I think they're trying to get. They know this, and this is. I know they have a job to do. They're reporters. I get it.
Hmm.
If I was half, if I had a deadline, I had something to write, like I would too. But like these press conferences to me are stupid, and I know like the media has nothing to do with it. They just have to go and cover it once the Eagles announce it. But it's like 2 weeks to the draft. What do you think they're going to ask? What are you looking for? Do you think Howie's going to answer
Yeah.
it? No, Howie's not going
No.
to answer it.
No.
So
I mean, we all know what Howie's going he's looking for.
another lineman. Um,
Yeah. O line, D line.
yeah, which I'm okay with. I think that like people people get so like caught up in this, but it's worked. Like I know people want to like point out the bad, and that's with anything, not just like this team,
Hmm.
but in life, like they always said, like everybody always pays attention to the one negative comment instead of all the 100 positive ones on anything. So like I just it's it's worked. To me, that's where the game's won. And guess what? Speaking of that, they have changed their philosophy. They're paying two basically number one receivers the same amount of money because they just gave Devontae
Yeah.
an extension, which was basically giving him the extension is giving him basically as much as AJ's making. I think it's the same,
Hmm.
honestly. It rounds out to be the same.
Um,
I think
I pulled it
overall,
up. Yeah,
I got
3 years, 75 million, 51 guaranteed.
yeah, I think they're making the same if you put them together, like match the money. But it's like you when's the last time they did that? Like honestly, like I mean, I guess you could say Deshaun and
Um,
Macklin, but it wasn't like obviously the money was different. But
yeah.
like they don't do this. They don't really do this. They don't tie up two guys and a tight end and then now sign the running back. Like they've changed the philosophy a little uh there. And
They Howie knows we're literally right there, and it's a couple tweaks. Like he went out and got Saquon. We need that premier back. We got him for he should be good
yeah,
for 2 or 3 more years. Um,
that's what they signed him for, three. So I mean, as
when
long as you get
when
two, because I think
yeah,
year three's an option.
yeah,
So
and he went and paid money to go get Devin White, linebacker. Oh my God, you signed a
he
good
got a
linebacker.
few. I think he's throwing a
Yeah.
lot of, and I don't think they're not going to draft one, but it's not going to be in the first or possibly the second round. But I'm thinking it's third down, honestly. But
Yeah.
I could be wrong because if they really like Trot, I know the city's clinging for that. The
Oh, I am.
nostalgia.
Yeah, I want Trot Jr.
Yeah, so I don't know what his grade is because I stopped checking in on that stuff. As much as I watch random film during the season, I don't care to
Hmm.
because it's not the same. I'm watching this film from like YouTube highlights that somebody put together. So like,
Yeah,
I
so you've
don't
seen all
really like.
the best highlights.
Yeah, because it's all the best highlights. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Unless I'm getting like the all 22 from somewhere, like, and like, which I'm not, unless there's a site that I don't know a thing about that is gonna get me to pay whatever the fee is to
Hmm.
watch these tapes. But yeah, I don't know. But hold on. Yeah, so they paid basically what they basically confirmed by them asking about Cam is that Cam's going to start at center. Cam will be the start
Hmm.
at center. I think they're going to go with Steen, but like you said, I don't doubt that they draft another lineman who might be able to step in at right guard over Steen.
Hmm.
I mean, I want to see what Steen can do. Steen came from Alabama, obviously. There's a good pedigree there. Uh,
Yep.
so I'm all good with them giving him a shot, or they could get ahead of themselves and they could draft the guy who's going to take over for Lane because I think Lane's might have only a couple years left. So,
Yeah.
yeah, there could be a couple of things going on, but I think it'll be Lyman, and I will be surprised if, and by Lyman that includes a pass rusher because I know people are butthurt about
Yeah.
Hassan. Um, but that includes the lineman conversation. But
Hmm.
I will be pleasantly surprised well, first of all, if they stay at 22. So we'll see that. How we might move down.
Yeah, we're not saying at 22. Yeah,
Yeah,
how
or
he
he
always
might move
always.
down, or he might go up and get aggressive, but I don't know. Um, we do have they do have two first round picks. I mean, two second round picks. Sorry, not two first.
Hmm.
They have two second round picks. So I mean, a lot of things can happen. How he's always will find a way, but I will be pleasantly surprised if they take a corner. Sorry, I don't think that they might draft a safety late. I don't think it's going to happen early. And like same thing with linebacker. I doubt that it happens in the second round. It could. They have two picks, so we'll see. Uh,
Hmm.
2 weeks to go on that. And
Yep.
oh, something we didn't talk about. I don't know if it was out when we record. Well, we did the wrestling show last week, but it was finally
Yeah.
confirmed. The Eagles will open the season in Brazil against the Packers. That's the
Hmm.
big news. I think it's the Friday, right? I think it is. It's a Friday game. I'm not
Yes, the Friday game,
okay.
and then
So
apparently the Eagles will not. There's a rumor Eagles will not be allowed to wear their green jerseys
why?
because the soccer team, that the home team there, the owner has banned their rivals' colors, which I think
Yes,
is green.
Corinthians. It's
Yeah, so it's
Corinthians is the stadium that they're playing at. That's the team that owns that. And then well, Packers have green, so I guess it's just that midnight green. I guess it's too close to
I guess maybe I don't know who their
because I
rival is
know
though.
the team. I know the rival team. It's also in Sao Paulo. They're a team also based in Sao Paulo, which is where they're playing, and it's Palmeiras is what they're called, and they're green.
Let's see.
So
Team soccer. Nope, that's not it.
yeah, Palmeiras is they're green,
Is
but
it like close to the
they're in the same city. Like the team is in the same city. It's in Sao Paulo.
okay.
Yeah, they're literally like I don't want to say like demolished because I really don't know demolished, but they're in the same city.
Okay. Well, you can't whatever.
I mean, it is
I
a
was trying to
darker
look up the jersey.
green. It is a darker
Oh,
green,
okay.
but I don't. Mm, I mean, it's not really that. It's not midnight green, but I guess I can see it. They take that stuff seriously, more seriously than we do. So
Hmm.
yeah, I guess I don't blame them. But yeah, they are rivals, so don't mess with them. The Corinthians, that's what it is. That's the stadium. Yeah, Almeidas is the one. Corinthians is the stadium they're playing at, which actually holds more, but the one they're playing at, obviously, that's why they picked it. But
Hmm.
anyway, yeah, well, that's weird because the Packers have green. It is a different shade of green, obviously, but
Yeah.
see, they do have yellow, so I guess that could work. I don't know. Maybe the weather blacks.
Isn't it gonna be hot down there? Well, that's still
Well,
kind of winter. Or
no, they're the opposite of
yeah,
what
they're
we are
opposite right
because they're
now.
below the
So
equator.
so
I don't know if
what
it'll
are
be that cold, but
they would be entering spring.
yes. So yeah, there you go. But yeah, I think the way it's gonna go is the Thursday game, which will feature the Chiefs at home hosting whoever. Then Friday is that game, and then we won't have
Hmm.
a game until Sunday because they're
Yep.
very respectful about college football. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and we are gonna have a Wednesday Christmas game this year because NFL is locked into Christmas. They said we're gonna steal this from the NBA,
That's fine.
which I
I
mean
take
it
it
is what
back.
it is. But um, speaking more NFL because like I said, there wasn't much going on. And as the draft gets closer, we get uniforms because there's a few teams who
Yep.
are set to get new uniforms. I'll list them. I think it's only four. It is the Jets, which were the first to reveal. We'll talk about that in a second. The Lions are coming with a different, which I don't think it's gonna be that much different.
Hmm.
Um, the Texans and the Broncos are like the ones that have announced like a big like change. The Broncos tease was just like part of the Broncos logo, and they just showed the orange part. So maybe they're just going orange. Um, Also, the thing about the new rule about the third helmet that was approved that
Hmm.
we'll talk about it with this uniform. These teams that have been, because you have to get approved ahead of time by the league to for uniforms to change.
Mm-hmm.
So for teams that are changing uniforms in this year, which is the Jets, those teams that I named, only four as far as I know, they they're allowed to have the third helmet this year. Everybody else can't until next year. That's like part of the
Interesting.
rule. Like only the people who are approved for like a uniform change can have a third helmet. So it's a
Hmm.
weird thing. But in 2025, everybody will be able to. So it's a whole approval bureaucracy shit.
Yeah.
But
That means I got to buy 3 helmets.
nah, don't do that. Don't say that already.
I'll win 3 helmets. How about that?
So the Jets went back old school, but I guess you could say with a modern touch because I actually don't hate them because the
I
one
kind of
thing
like
that
them.
I hate about that has happened a lot in a lot of leagues is that I feel like teams when they're doing these new uniforms they're going back to old school instead of moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we can get better designs, I think, at least. We don't have to go back to the past.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think this fits them, honestly, because they kept the helmets the same. Well, the old school with the old school jet with the
Yeah,
little
it's a different. Yeah, the
a different
jet
shade of
font's
green
all
though.
different. Yeah.
It's a different shade of green though, but they went back to that Jets from that they had up until '97. It's a different shade of green, and then they brought back basically the concept of the throwback that they wore last year, which was the all white with the stripes on the show on the
Mm-hmm.
sleeves, the two stripes on the sleeves. And I'm gonna be honest, it actually doesn't look that old school. It actually goes well, I think.
You know, it looks good. It's got
They
like
even
a mixture of old school and a little bit of
new
new school
school.
in there.
They even did it with the black jerseys. They did the stripe as
Yep.
well. And then in the for the pants, it's just one single stripe, depending on which one they're wearing, whether it's green,
Mm-hmm.
white, or black. So
Yeah.
they kept it simple, and sometimes the symbol is good, but like I do have an issue with it. I don't have an issue with this. Um, I am interested to see because I think the lines are kind of going back a little, but there's not much to go back with them. They're just silver and blue, so it's not much you can do
Yeah.
there. So I don't know like what's going on there. I don't know what the Broncos are planning, honestly.
Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting one.
They announced the date. That's the 22nd, so that'll be next Monday, I think. It's when they announced the date already.
Okay.
Um, the Jaguars yesterday teased I guess like a throwback that they're bringing back and using a third helmet. They're using the old Jaguars logo with the full Jag, so they're bringing that back. I
Mm-hmm.
guess for a throwback. They just teased it yesterday, like a couple hours after the Jets released their uniforms. So
Which I find very interesting because
why?
I know I told you last night that I won the Trey Law or T Law
Yeah,
signed helmet.
winning
The helmet
memorabilia.
is all black and it has the full Jaguar. It's not like just a Jaguar head; it's a full Jaguar on the
Yeah, I think
helmet.
that was like from the first like couple years. I remember Brunel wearing that like back in the day.
So yeah. Well, no, I was trying to find that helmet online and I can't find it, except
Yeah.
in like concepts that were never used.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been trying to find the old. Cause I was like, I swear to God, they had one with the full Jaguar on it.
Yeah, they did. I remember that.
That's what I thought.
But I'm
I can't find. I
I'm
can't.
gonna
I can't
find it.
find it.
But anyway, um Broncos will be interesting. The Texans, if something leaked today, and I don't know how real it is, about the Texans, it was like somebody doing a presentation and there was like something in the back, somebody took a picture of something in the background and it was showing like H Town blue, full color primary, something like that. And like the internet's freaking out because they kind of look pretty plain. And I know there was a Reddit post like a couple months ago that leaked where the owner kind of commented and said like if you like those, wait till you see the new one. So, and I actually like those, the ones that leaked. So I don't know how real they are or not.
Okay.
Um, so I think the H Town Blue might be a thing, but it might be an alternate because I think they might be trying to bring back those colors in a way from the Oilers, maybe. But then the Titans are wearing those,
Okay,
so I don't know.
so yeah, so that's what I'm looking at right now. Is the someone already has them out, but the yeah, like the powder blue
Yeah,
uniforms,
I
but
think
with
that's
the
an alternate.
yeah, so all the Oilers colors,
Yeah, because
but
that's
with the
the
text.
original.
I don't know if they can use that
Well,
because that's the Titans. Technically, Titans shouldn't be able to use them, but
well, technically the Titans own it because the franchise moved there, so they technically own the the rights, I guess. Even though I know plenty of people who think they shouldn't because they're not in they're in Tennessee, so move on.
yeah, which not, but yeah, I agree. Those colors belong to Houston, not
Well, they
Tennessee.
modernized the colors. That's what I like about the Titans stuff. They modernized it.
Yeah.
Like it's the same colors, but they made it like a darker blue, a brighter red, like all that. Would you take a shot of, by the way? Just interrupting. Or what are you drinking on?
I was taking a shot at my limoncello,
Oh, okay. There you go.
but I still have a little bit left
Oh, okay.
sitting
So
on my limoncello.
yeah, uh, we'll see. We'll see. It'll be interesting. I like this dumb uniform stuff. So I was already like the first thing when we were talking off camera, like when it got announced about the approval of the helmets, I was already trying to decide like which helmets they're gonna come out with. Black,
Hmm.
Kelly green, and the regular, or is it gonna be um the regular white and then Kelly green? I don't know.
Yeah, I would like to see the white with the color green. That would be
Well, actually, I would like them to get a home and away with the Kelly green, but that'd be cool because I've seen the white jersey and it looks kind of cool. So
yeah, the ones that you get on like the cheapo ones.
yeah.
Yeah,
There's the
yeah.
cheapo one that I saw all over this a couple times at the stadium last year. It's the black one with the Kelly green numbers, like the
Oh
black
yeah, you know
Kelly
what? I
green.
did see that. That would be.
Because even P was like, I want that. That looks pretty good. And I was like, I like it, but I don't unless they make it, I'm not getting it. Like so, but yeah. All right, let's move on. A lot of uniform talk. Um, so how the Phillies doing?
Doing all right. They finished up about 5 minutes ago. Ranger Suarez pitched a complete game shutout.
I like
So
Ranger.
they won 5-0. I love Ranger.
I'm glad he's back.
Um,
I know last year he was dealing with some stuff. So far
yeah,
he's looked good.
he does look good this year. Of course, the Phillies are starting off slow, especially their big hitters.
Well, JT
But it
hit a
looks like
two
that.
run homer to start it off
Yeah,
today.
I'm not counting JT. JT's being JT and actually hitting. I'm talking about Harper, Trey, Castellanos,
Yeah.
and Schwarber is Schwarber. But I
Well,
mean, it looks like I
is
look.
it
They look like they're
surprisingly, isn't
getting.
he actually kind of hitting compared
He
to
actually is.
usual?
He is hitting better than, especially better than last year.
Because I know I
Um.
was like listening to the radio and they were just saying that like how I think it might have been like on my way home from work and I was listening to like I had the radio on, the pregame was on. They were talking about how he in spring he wanted to work on that and the fact that like he didn't understand why he always started slow and he wanted to
Mhm.
like change that. But and he's not starting out slow, but it's not crazy fast either. But he's just kind of
He's
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 there.
hitting better than he usually how he
Yes,
usually starts out.
in April May. Yes.
But yeah, no, Trey, I think is batting better now. Harper, I think he's starting to take upwards. So we'll
What's
see how the rest.
what's the record right now?
Hold
I think I'm gonna get to it before you do. It
on. They're
is
10-8.
10-8. Okay.
Ten
They
and eight.
play
So
Colorado next.
um, yeah, we're in the series against Colorado.
Is that right
Game and
now?
a half back of Atlanta. We played more games in Atlanta, but
Yeah.
they're 10-5 and we're 10-8.
Yeah. But yeah, bro, 16. Is that a double against Colorado? Okay. Never mind. They
No,
okay. Yeah.
they played yesterday. Or
Okay.
wait,
No, they played today. It just hadn't updated. But you're right. The record's
Okay.
right, I believe. Yeah. Um, Not that you guys care. Yankees are still like 12-4, but
Yeah, it was all good.
they're good start. But they're playing Toronto, who they always played horribly, even though Toronto started off
Mm-hmm.
really bad. They're 9-8. Um,
Mm-hmm.
they first game of the series was last night. They beat us, and right now they are up 3-1 in like the middle of the sixth as we're recording this, and we might finish the night 12-6. But yeah, we'll see. Soto's doing great. That's all that matters, and hopefully Cole comes back soon. Um, from he's part of the list of all those pitchers who keep getting hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But also, before we get done, speaking of more Philly, as we are recording, for you hockey heads, I will be doing my show tomorrow, filming it for you guys as the playoffs get started this weekend for the NHL. I'll talk more about that on the Fern and Mac show. Uh, but the our Flyers, who I've been saying all year have been overachieving, uh,
Way
are,
overachieving.
are finally going to let us down on the final game. They're currently playing the final game of the season as we speak. Actually, they're in intermission, so they're about to start the third period of this game. And yeah, I mean, it lasted long enough, but I think this is where like some of the fans might get hurt emotionally because
Mm-hmm.
they believed it.
I mean,
I was always not on
I
it. I
mean,
was actually surprised it lasted this long, but
yeah, no, I'm not hurt about it. I mean, it was all a bonus this year. I didn't even expect them to even come this close to making the playoffs this year.
exactly. But they got a lot of guys who are tryhards. They're not going to give up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good thing. But I also think that even if they don't make it, which I don't think they're going to make it, they are playing the Caps, so they are fighting for that final spot with. Uh, Even if they don't make it, I think it's a good lead into next year, and they got a bunch
Yeah.
of picks. So um, yeah, but they're gonna let us all down today. It is 1-1 after two, so they're waiting until the right to the end, last period, last
Of
minute,
course.
last minute goal by Ovi, possibly.
Yeah, more than likely.
So,
Dagger in the heart.
yeah. By the way, that nothing has nothing to do with this, but of sports or anything. I have a couple of screens up, obviously, with some of the stats on the side I'm watching. I was watching the Flyers as well from the corner of my eye as we're while doing this. I flipped it to the first playing game of the NBA while the Flyers are in intermission and all that, constantly watching stuff. But I've noticed that I've gotten on my screen several advertisements for microphones, and I think it's like a sign. It's like get room in a microphone. Like I don't know. So just putting that out there that the universe, or at least my computer, is telling me to do this. But yeah.
Something's happening in the other room.
All
Okay.
right. Well, it's about that time anyway. So
All right.
I let you go be dad and
Yep.
husband and all that. So until next time, we'll catch you
Until
next week,
next
guys.
time.
Peace.
Peace.